The Curse Unleashed, Part 1, The Storm. The storm raged outside as Mara stood before the mansion. The wind howled, lightning split the sky, casting eerie shadows on the walls. The mansion, long abandoned, was a place of legend, stories of a curse and strange disappearances. But Mara couldn't resist. Curiosity drew her in. Despite the warnings, she approached the front door. It creaked open by itself, an invitation she couldn't refuse. Hesitant but determined, Mara stepped inside. The cold air hit her, and the silence was deafening. Mara spun around. There was nothing. "Get it together," she muttered. Her foot struck something on the floor. Looking down, she saw an old, cracked mirror. As her fingers brushed the glass, her reflection distorted. The shadows behind her stretched unnaturally, and her reflection's eyes turned hollow and lifeless. Mara jerked away. Her breath quickened. "It's just the storm," she whispered, but the whisper came again. "Come to me." Terrified, she followed a faint light from a distant room. In the center stood a small, ornate box, glowing with strange markings. Drawn to it, she reached out. The moment her fingers touched the box, the storm outside intensified, and the candle's flame flickered out. The whispers grew louder. "You've freed it," the voices hissed. "Now, you're bound to it." Panic surged through Mara. She tried to pull away from the box, but the room seemed to close in. Shadows deepened, and the temperature plummeted. Footsteps echoed from the hallway, slow, deliberate. A tall figure emerged from the darkness, cloaked, its face hidden. "Who are you?" Mara demanded, her voice trembling. The figure stepped closer. "I am the one you freed. Your soul belongs to me now." Mara stumbled back. "No, I didn't mean to. You cannot escape," the figure whispered. "You've opened the door to what you cannot control." Desperate, Mara turned and ran, but the house seemed endless. Every door led her back to the same dark room. Shadows followed, closing in. She stood before another mirror. This time her reflection wasn't hers. It was hollow-eyed like before. She turned to flee, but the cloaked figure was right behind her. "You've brought the curse upon yourself," it said. "No," Mara screamed, but the sound was lost in the storm. The house groaned, darkness overwhelming her. As the figure reached for her, the sound faded. The box, still glowing faintly, was the last thing she saw before everything went dark. To be continued. As the darkness closed in, Mara's fate remained uncertain. What horrors lie ahead? Will she escape the curse, or has she already sealed her doom? Part 2 will reveal the bone-chilling continuation. Stay tuned.